Hello and welcome to another update video about oil. We want to talk about two scenarios here on the oil chart, which are both relevant and need to be considered. They are at the moment both bullish scenarios. In one of these, the low is already in a wave 4, and we are now moving higher in the fifth wave. This, by the way, is the WTI chart. We are going to take a look at Brent Crude as well. So let's start with the first scenario, which is basically, the one that you see here with the yellow wave count. It assumes that a larger degree wave 2 correction already finished in May. Price rallied in 3 waves. We came down in a 4th wave and we're now moving up in a 5th wave. In this scenario, the price formed already a 1-2 setup. Talked about that in the last video, that this is a potential, but we need to see a break above what I have labeled here as the B wave high, around $90.40, to give this wave count, let's say, more credibility and a higher likelihood. So in this scenario, let's talk about where wave 5 of 1 should land. Where is that? So we can use the Fibonacci extensions to get us some likely targets. What we can do is we take the length of waves 1 through 3 and then we go to the low of the 4th wave. And a key target I would look at is $104.55. That's sort of at the moment a nominal target. It's a moving target. It will change based on the sub-wave structures, but it is useful to have some kind of a guide, okay? Obviously the $100 level is psychological resistance. Okay, so this is the first scenario. This scenario is valid as long as the last swing low is holding, which is here at $82.50. And as I said, a break above $90.40 would add weight to this thesis. So in another scenario, which is also bullish, we would have to change the subdivisions a little bit. So basically you could say the micro count of this move to the upside has to be changed slightly. So how would we do that? Well, we could say that this third wave only finished here, the 4th here. So basically that wave 3 did not finish on the 28th of September, but actually on the 9th of August. Okay, and we already had 5 waves to the upside complete. So let me take the subdivisions out here. Let me take that out as well. Okay, so if this is the case, then wave 1 already finished. Wave 2 is currently unfolding. And wave 2 would be unfolding as a larger ABC structure, in which we likely already completed wave A. We're now moving higher in a B wave and would come down lower in a C wave. Also a very likely option. In my opinion, this would reduce in likelihood above $90.40, but the level that I really want to see broken to make this a rather unreliable and rather unlikely scenario would be a break above $92, because a break above standard resistance for a B wave, the $92 level, would make the more direct pathway to the upside with one more high in wave 5 of 1 more likely. Okay, so if we break above that level, this would make an extension higher more likely. We have to consider we could already be in wave 2, but we could also get one more high before we come down in wave 2. They're just two different scenarios. I think it's worth knowing the $92 level. If we break above it, then the idea that we go lower in a C wave of wave 2 will reduce in likelihood, will not get invalidated. Always bear in mind that B waves can overshoot if they really want to. If we come down in wave C of 2, we can really only calculate the target for wave C as soon as we have a top in place for B. But I can give you a standard retracement zone for wave 2, and that would be here between $69.39 and $77.84. This is definitely a scenario we should pay attention to. So I just leave that on the chart. Okay, wave 2 retracements. But at the moment, as long as we hold the last swing low, I will keep the door open for higher. because the short-term trend isn't broken yet and it's still valid. So we go with the current trend, but we are very mindful that those 5 waves to the upside could already be complete. The reason that I'm assuming the deeper wave 2 is already possible, it has to do here with the subdivisions in this move up. Not too happy with them. And also, if I look at the move down, it looks quite aggressive. Okay, so it could count as a 5 wave move down, and if that's the case, then it can't be a wave 4, and therefore that's a question of interpretation, right? But therefore, we need to have that alternative scenario. Now, if we look at Brent Crude, it's a similar story. Price did hold support, turned around in our trend reversal zone, did what it's supposed to be doing, what it was supposed to be doing. However, also here we just need to be very mindful of the relevant levels. Target for wave 5, we can talk about that first. Target for wave 5 is basically here the $100 level, okay? 61.8 extension. And if we come down in wave 2 already, that's basically the same story that I just showed you on the WTI chart. If we're already coming down in a wave 2 now, then support is a little lower, between $76.10 and $82.75. So as long as $76.10 is holding, we can still generally focus on higher. In the very short term, however, we give the more direct pathway to the upside a chance because the short-term uptrend isn't broken. Here, by the way, it looks more like a 3-wave move down. So we'll see. What level do we need to take out here to make this short-term or bearish scenario less likely? We need to break above $93.30 to increase the likelihood of more direct upside and to reduce the likelihood of wave 2 is already unfolding. So that's basically in a nutshell where we are, our interpretation of the oil market and charts. Both bullish scenarios, it would really take a break below those support levels that are indicated for wave 2 to get a very clear vision of okay, that we basically breaking down completely and that we're already heading to new bear market lows, you could say, right? But as long as those support levels are holding, we need to be mindful of both bullish scenarios, and the levels tell us when the setups break or the scenarios break and when we have to expect completely new lows. That's my update about oil. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. Last week we launched our stocks and S&P 500 service, daily updates about the S&P 500 and several stocks. So if you're interested in that, maybe check out the link in our description. It's the Patreon link, and you can take a look at which stocks are included and so on. And yeah, I wish you a great weekend. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.